Yo, what's up, guys? I just wanted to do another build guide video for my lightning trap Saboteur. It's low life, and I've never played lightning trap, and it got a huge buff, and it's really good. If you're into the trap playstyle, I'm sure you've probably played lightning trap already because it was pretty meta several leagues ago, but it's back in a really big way, and it feels awesome. It's not this absolute fastest for map clearing, but it's really fun, and there's just something so satisfying about these balls just smashing everything. It's got enough cold damage through jewels that it does freeze things pretty well, like porcupines, so that adds another layer of defense. But yeah, it's a lot of fun, and it has been a few days actually since I played this character. I just wanted to do a quick guide because I may be dismantling it here soon to start something new with the chevrons, but I don't know. In the meantime, I'm gonna keep it intact. Now, I did use this to kill Uber Elder, and it was really easy, but I have removed the Guardians from my map, so I don't plan on killing Uber Elder anytime soon because I just don't think it's really. I just prefer to farm Elder and shaped maps. And just killing, like doing the standard maps to proc and Uber Elder, and then killing the Guardians, and then killing Uber Elder, and then like after an hour and a half, an hour and a half, you don't get a prismatic jewel, or you do and it's garbage, or you do and it's good, and it just, you spend so many hours to eventually get something that's worth selling. That I just think Uber Elder in general is so easy now that the value for farming is not really there anymore. So I usually just map because I think it's more fun, and it's way more fun when you get just a crazy drop or even an exalt. It just feels good. Whereas farming a boss just to me doesn't really feel that good. So that's why I don't really need this character anymore. But before I do anything to harm him, I just wanted to make a quick video to kind of just go over what I did here, and it's really not that. Actually, a lot of it I got from Waggle, who's started playing this before he went to do his little SSC race with all the big players. But yeah, so I just crafted I actually used this on my EK character, but it works perfectly here. It's just a scepter with I crafted the elemental damage as extra chaos, and then annulled the Regal, and then multi-modded with all the good stuff. It's spell damage and non-chaos damage is extra chaos, some flat lightning, and then crit for spells and global crit multi. These things, depending on how lucky you get, cost anywhere from the base is pretty expensive. I honestly, I wouldn't even recommend buying the opal base. What is it? Opal? I don't even know. But I'm not a jeweler. But you can get like this base costs like 2.5x for item level 85. You can get one that has 32% increased elemental damage for like 30c. So you're basically paying more than 2x for 8% increased elemental damage. So get the cheap one unless you're just balling out. I regretted this, and I have actually made one other and use it on a cheaper base. But whatever, 8% damage. So the helm, I bought a Hubris Circlet with the lightning trap enchant from the Uber Lab that allows it to pierce 3 additional targets, so you can get rid of the pierce gem in your 6 link and make way for some more big deeps. I actually was able to craft some pretty nice ES on this. I got up to 408 and a little resist too, so I got pretty lucky there. That helm's probably pretty valuable. My shield, I didn't get too lucky on. I did use quite a few sets of fossils, but I was able to get the block spell damage, which I feel like is actually pretty big. But the ES not super high, but whatever, it works. The rings. So the rings, you definitely want to get some mana on your rings, whether it's in the form of, I would say definitely get one big mana roll on your rings in addition to ES and as much resist as you can possibly afford. The mana requirement for your skill, you want to get your pool up quite a bit so that your mana regens faster, your rate is higher. The higher your mana is percentage based for the most part, it will regen faster. So it just allows you to get more traps out. I can right now get like 7 or 8 out before my mana starts regenning. And when you arcane, or when you flame dash, your arcane surge kicks in also to give you a little more mana regen. So I mean, it's really never a problem. Like, there's not a point where you're gonna really need to stand there and get more than 8 sets of traps out, because I mean, you can only really get 7 out, or no, you can only really get a little more than 5 out before you're capped anyway. By that time, you need to cast more. You're pretty much, your mana is pretty much regenerated anyway. So just try to get a little mana. I did find some rings here with open prefixes so that I could get at least one with -5 total mana cost of skills. I think there's actually another tier here that cost of skills, yeah, I'm pretty sure you can go up to, there's another like 6 to 8 or something, but this is fine for now. I just haven't unveiled that one yet. And then on the other ring, I got the faster start of ES recharge. It's just a really good node to have in general, although because of the Saboteur's Ascendancy that regens a lot of life, which you convert to ES using Zealot's Oath, it kind of makes ES recharge rate like not as important of a stat. So you don't necessarily need that. Where is it? It's this guy right here, Pyromaniac. I guess while I'm here, let me finish going over the gear and then I'll do the tree. But let's see, we've got Presence of Chayula. This item's one of my favorite items in the game. It's just so cool when you're using low life. I mean, you get huge cast res, which is important because your cast damage no longer bypasses your ES, as you know. And it's just a really nice source of cast resist, which I always neglect on like every build. So having it, you can really feel it. And then the 20% of maximum life converted to ES is like really just insane. I mean, it's I have 1,150 max life here, so this is over 200 flat ES. So it kind of makes up for the lower ES on. I mean, if you think about with that, the ES on the chevrons is essentially like 550. No, it's pretty insane. So you're not really losing that much ES compared to like a 700 or 800 ES chest. You're basically just, it makes the trade-off a lot more appealing. And then obviously cannot be stunned is just ridiculous. It feels so good, especially on a trapper, because I feel like when you get stunned and you're just trying to get a trap, I don't know, just getting stunned at any character sucks. Chest is obviously the chevrons. Really, if you've played a low life, you know all about this. It just allows you to not get one shot with your 26 life pool by cast damage. Instead, the cast damage is soaked up by your energy shield, because by default it penetrates your energy shield and will just go straight to your life. Those of you who have played hybrid in the past know all about the value of cast damage, because your ES is useless, or cast resist I should say. So yeah, it's not a particularly well rolled one, but it's not terrible, so I could probably pop a few divines on that guy. The gloves, this is another thing that I took from Waggle, who, if you, I just took a shaved pair of fingerless gloves. Honestly, don't spend too much money here to get a high item level, because you absolutely don't need item level on this. I think just get the base item level that you need for this suffix, which is socketed gems are supported by level blank trap. You don't even need 20. I think don't quote me on that, actually. The more important thing is that the skills which throw traps throw up to 1 additional trap. So you just want to make sure whichever version you craft, like mine are 79, and they're fingerless shaped gloves, so due to the fact that it's a pretty appealing base, this if you're trying to buy like eye level that's too high, you're probably gonna end up spending a ton of money just for the base. So just mine are 79. I'd pretty comfortably say you're good to go, even a little bit lower than that, but just double check before you craft them. So once I got the additional trap mod, which is built into the supported by level 20 trap, which is obviously useless, we're more concerned about the additional trap. When you throw a trap, it's self-explanatory. Instead of throwing 3 traps, you now throw 4. So it just helps you get juice out a lot quicker. And then once I hit that, I just annulled the Regal and multi-mod it for ES and a little bit of resist. So you got 172 on fingerless gloves, which is pretty decent. For I went fingerless. You can go sorcerers too. I think you'll get a little bit more ES if you do that. I think they're like 5 or 6 higher base, so you could probably, with pretty well rolled crafted mods, you could probably get like 190, which are pretty decent for gloves. The belt is just a crystal belt. You could use really whatever you want here. You could use a Stygian Vice if you're looking for some things on jewels, some extra NAM, whatever. I have strength on mine, which I'm pretty sure I need, so just try to look for a little bit of extra strength either on your rings or your belt. You might not actually need it. I'm trying to think what I need strength for. I think it's the blood magic, which you could probably shed a few levels, but actually I don't have my low life or my blood magic auras on because I removed that before, so let me just do that before I keep going. And then Syntrek boots, really just a staple, cheap option because I needed the decks, and they're pretty good, you know. At this point you can craft much higher boots, but I don't know why I love these boots, so I went with them. This will probably be the first thing that I upgrade though, if I were to continue playing this character, which I might not be, so I don't know. And then the flasks are pretty standard, just using some defenses with bleed and curse immunity, and then a diamond with freeze. Everything I think is chemists, yeah, so you get the reduced charges used. It's the best for sustain, or so I've been told. And then this big boy is a new flask that's just disgusting. It does way more than pretty much every flask in the game, just overall, top to bottom. Like, everything is so good about it. I mean, it's a sulfur flask, which isn't really meta, but you get the damage, it creates a nice little thing. Like, cool, it's awesome, you know, great. In addition to that, you can see this, the size is just massive. And when you pop this and a boss is standing in it, or whoever, an enemy is standing in that, the critical strike chance for skills against them is increased by 1 to 2%. So this is not a really well rolled one. Again, I could probably juice this up a little bit, but that is a huge stat. It might not really sound like a lot, but that's huge. And then finally, when they're in there, they just take 10% more damage. By the way, so yeah, that thing's insane. Make sure you're popping that like near a boss, and luckily this is pretty tanky. That, you know, between the 10k ES, the blind, I have a CWDT and feeble. Between all that stuff, like it's pretty hard to die on this character. Gem links, you got Flame Dash, Fast Casting Arcane Surge. The mana auras, I'm using Wrath and Discipline. I have a level 3 Enlighten here. If you go to 4, it would feel a lot better, but not a lot better, but like it would be a little easier to figure out your mana. But it's not necessary by any means. Portal, which I use on every single character because I hate scrolls. I think they need to remove them. Sorry. The chest is the lightning trap, so we're using added lightning damage, controlled destruction, lightning pen, trap and mine, and cluster traps. In the shield, I have CWDT, Immortal Call, and Feeble. That's just another layer of defense. When it procs, anything around you just gets one of the strongest curses in the game applied to them. And between that and the Blind of the Ascendancy, which I'll cover in a second, is just crazy, crazy, crazy defense. The life auras, you've got your blood magic support, which, depending on your life from your gear, you'll need a pretty high one. So, like, mine's capped from my strength, so I don't need to go any higher. But I'm also using a level 3 Enlighten so that I can squeeze in Clarity along with my Zealotry, which is just another amazing new skill. This thing is so awesome. Boots, I have just a 4-link Lightning Spire because why not? It's some extra damage, and yeah, it's pretty nice. I mean, I don't use that too often. I don't find that I need it, but it's just a little awkward when you're trying to lay 21 traps and then pop your Lightning Spire. And I do have like a ball lightning trap, which I don't even know if it's worth using, but I do have it there. I'm pretty sure it gets some shock up or something. I don't know, but anyway, you can tell I haven't played this character in a few days. So the tree is, I don't really know if I have much to talk about here, but it's ES. I'm using you know, the energy from within to juice this up. Everything is, you know, crit. Get some big crit, big spell damage. Take a little bit of mana here. This node's insane as well, in case you're not using that on pretty much every character that uses ES. It's insane, insane, insane. But yeah, pretty self-explanatory. You've got some spell damage and just massive ES boost from this node here, which helps me get up to 10k. If you have an even better shield, like that will scale just really well. I didn't realize I have an empty jewel socket there, so I'll have to do something about that. What kind of jewels am I using? Oh, just like abyss jewels. Oh yeah, I tried to get some flat cold damage, but these are actually insanely expensive. So I just threw some jewels with flat cold damage. I do need to get a few more jewel sockets because I only have 3, but I'm only 90, and like I said, might not be playing this card for too much longer, but that doesn't mean it's not. I wouldn't recommend it. So I've got Ascendancy's first. I mean, if you're playing hardcore, it's hard to not take this first because this thing's really nice. But I would say that software, you definitely want to go for chain reaction first. Just increases the damage it increases the rate at which your traps proc by so much, because a lot of times, an enemy needs to run directly over each trap in order to proc them, and it doesn't. You throw traps and you just feel like not all of them are proccing, but with the chain reaction, when one procs, they all proc, so it's nice. Perfect Crime's also really nice for, I would say, go that normal, and chain reaction cruel, and pyro merciless, and then Born in the Shadows is really underrated as well. Don't overlook this. This is crazy strong. It's you take 10% reduced damage from blinded enemies, in addition to the fact that nearby enemies are blinded, and every enemy that you hit, and I'm almost positive that your traps hit, are blinded as well, basically, and you do more damage against them too. So it's pretty nice overall. I think the Saboteur Ascendancy, like, each one has a lot of value, so it's very rewarding when you're doing your labs on Saboteurs. Alright, let's do this map. I just have Moon Temple, which probably not the best layout for Saboteur. I do have Flame Dash. Moon Temple's great. It's just big layout, a lot of mobs. But yeah, it's really tanky. Obviously, since you're using traps, you can avoid re-rolling all the reflect things, the reflect mods, because traps don't take reflected damage, neither do you. But there's just something so rewarding about all these balls. I think I love balls. I haven't played this character in a while, so I can usually one-shot him. It's not like the absolute fastest map clear. It's definitely meant to be more of a bosser, but it's really fun map clear, I will say that. A lot of people don't love the Trapper playstyle. I do. I absolutely love it. I think the word clunky is overused, but I don't know. It's a lot of fun. Or the synthesis mechanic. I like, I was talking about this earlier, but I do like I like the synthesized gear, but I don't love the mechanic. Particularly for creating synthesized gear, actually. I mean, I just let other people who are smarter than me take care of that, and then I'll buy the bases, the implicits that I'm interested in. It's a lot of work. I have a lot of mobs that I need to kill. Shit. Really tanky. I mean, it's between the blind, the cast with damage taken, and feeble, and 10k ES, which is pretty decent for low life. Just you feel like just almost unkillable. I mean, last league I played Herald of Agony Occultist, and that thing had, I think I had 19k ES. I swear to God, this feels tankier. But yeah, overall, a really successful build that I played, and it's obviously I didn't come up with this build, but I just figured I'd make up a video, because I just made one for my other build and I had a lot of fun. So I figured, since I might be dismantling this pretty soon, that I would just document it. And I hope you guys give this build a whirl. It's a lot of fun, and I appreciate you guys watching, and I'll catch you guys later.